Hey guys, this is Mrs. MacPhail. Today we're going to be talking about how to measure with rulers. All right, so I especially want you to focus on this language part, or the content part, excuse me. You will be able to accurately measure line segments using a ruler. All right, so I want to remind you that when we measure, we are always going to line up the end of our object with the end of the ruler or wherever there is a zero line, okay? So you can imagine that this has a little zero line on the edge of it over here, even though it doesn't say it, all right? And then we measure to the end of it. We will use both inches and centimeters in here, and we will be measuring at most to about the nearest quarter, all right? That's the tiniest we're going to measure to for this. So as you can see at the bottom here, if I were to ask you to find the length of the pencil to the nearest quarter inch, you can see I line up my pencil at the end of the ruler and it goes all the way down to just before the 4, okay? So on our ruler here, and this is something we'll have to practice because you won't have all of these written out numbers. You'll just have to know that where the 3 1/4 mark is, 3 1/2 mark, it's halfway between 3 and 4. 3 3/4 mark, meaning that it's 3/4 of the way between 3 and 4. So here we can see that it is about 3 3/4 of an inch. It's not quite to the 4 inches, but it's a little bit bigger than 3 3/4, so it's pretty close to that, okay? So that's how we measure to the nearest quarter inch. It's kind of like when we do ballpark estimates. It's not exact, but it's pretty close, okay? Here's some vocabulary that you're going to have to know. Measure, which means that you measure to find the number that shows the size or amount of something, like your weight, or maybe how tall you are. Like I said, we're going to be using centimeters, which are part of the metric system, and inches, which are part of the standard system in the United States, all right? So maybe, for example, you are 42 inches tall, or you go to the store and buy a pound of strawberries. A reminder too, like 3 1/2 inches, it is halfway between 3 and 4, just like this is 1/2 of a circle. So we're going to use some different rulers, and you can see some differences between these 4 rulers. The top ruler, ruler A, shows 1/2 inches. Here's 0 inches, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2 inches, 2 inches, 2 1/2 inches, 3 inches. That's a pretty simple ruler. Here for ruler B, they've broken it into quarter inches, okay? So here is 0 inches. This is 1/4 or 1/4 inches, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1 inch. And then we go back to 1 1/4, 1 1/2. And I'm running out of room, but I'll do 1 3/4 up here, okay? So let's take a look at an example. Oh, by the way, your rulers can be further divided into eighths and even sixteenths, okay? We can also use centimeters at sometimes too, but today we're just going to worry about inches. So if my question is to measure to the nearest quarter inch using the ruler shown, it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 spaces in between 0 and 1. So I know that half of 8 is 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this right here would be my half mark. So I know that this would be 1/2 an inch. And then halfway between the 1/2 inch and 1 inch would be my 3/4 inch. And it looks like that's about what my push pin is measuring at, okay? So my trick for you is to count the number of spaces in between, find the halfway point, which is 1/2, and then look halfway between those 2 points to find your quarter pieces, okay? And always remember to line it up at the 0 mark or the end and measure from there. Give it a try and we'll try some more in class. We'll see you later.